We need a lot of stuff, information there. But again, here we're going to build a web application. Again, we need a database. So yes, in yesterday's session, I discussed we can use maybe a general database which we used to use in past. But again, for this demo purpose, here we are using Firebase, which is a real-time database. Okay, we already discussed about this one. And apart from that, here we have a microcontroller, a hardware, which there we're going to connect our light to this hardware, and that's what we're going to control. Okay, so in this hardware part, very specifically, we're going to use this Raspberry Pi, which I have right here. Let me show you on camera in a moment. Okay, I believe it must be visible. Let me see itself. Okay, so it's available right here. So this is the R5 which I have, and this is the LED we have, right? And let me put my camera back. Okay, fine. So okay, so now let's just go ahead and let's just build our application. So now see, let's just understand, we already have all those values available in our database, but what we're going to do here, we're going to build a very easy dashboard, very basic dashboard. We are not going to any beauty contest, so that's the reason I'm not gonna maybe design it in a very good way. We'll be keeping a very basic 2 buttons here. One button for controlling, for turning on the light, and on the another button for turning off our light. Okay, so this is a very basic dashboard that we're going to design today. And what technologies that we are using today? See, in last session I mentioned we can use Mean, we can use Mern. There are different like if somebody knows Django or Flask, so they can also use those technologies. But HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is one of the easiest thing that any engineer knows, right? Okay, in fact, in our schools also we have been taught this HTML, CSS part again. So this is the reason I have selected this HTML, CSS, so things become quite easier for us to understand, right? And again, at the end we have this Firebase database, fine. Okay. So I'll be explaining everything. I'm gonna go and perform a few steps. I will be writing everything from very scratch. I will show you how we can build everything from the very scratch. But again, if you feel something was not familiar and you did not understand, please let me know in the chat box, right? Okay. So what I'm gonna do here, I'll be keeping things quite fast, and again, I'll be checking the chat box very quickly, right? Okay. Fine. So here I'm going further and going to build 2 files first. The first one is index.html, which is a HTML file which I'm gonna use here. And apart from that, I'm gonna build, I'm gonna make a script file, which I'm going to use for JavaScript specifically. So I'm just gonna go and write script.js. This is a script file where I'll be writing all those queries, so we can connect our entire application. We can connect our entire application to our Firebase database, right? Okay. So this is the dashboard. This is the kind of dashboard that we're going to build. So let me just open this application in a Sublime here. This is, again, we can use any other software tool to build all these things, but again, Sublime is my personal favorite. That's the reason I'm using it. Okay. And again, you are free. You can use any application that you want. So let me keep things in a quick. So again, let's just set up a very basic file here. See, right now, this is a very basic file I have, and I believe some of you might be familiar with this HTML stuff. So let me open this file in browser. So again, you cannot see anything, right? So title here I'm going to keep is dashboard, or let me just call it as IoT dashboard, IoT demo dashboard, right? Okay, fine. So you guys can always take a notes, or if you're comfortable in taking screenshot, you are welcome to do that, right? Okay, fine. So see, what we have to do here, we need 2 buttons. So as I showed this dashboard to you, here we are having 2 buttons. This is the first one, light on, and the second one is light off, right? Okay, so let me very quickly, let me build 2 buttons right there. Okay. Button 1, I'm just calling it as light on. And another button, I'm just gonna keep it as light off, right? LIGHT. Again, you can make it as for fan or anything that you want, right? So let me save this page for the moment, and let's just go back and let's just see how it's looking right now. Very basic 2 buttons we have right there, but again, they are not looking very good. So just let me do a basic CSS here. Style and yeah. Margin top, I'm just gonna take 100 pixels. Okay, so somebody's writing in the chat box. Just give me a second. Let me complete this one, then I'll be answering your question. Okay, and then a border. I'm just gonna say dash dotted something dashed. Okay, fine. And the border radius, border width 1 pixel. Yes, of course, you guys can write your question and queries in the chat box. And okay. You're sharing the recording link to the participants. Okay, focus on just yes. That's correct. That's correct. Okay, fine. Okay, so let me show you how it's looking right now. I just did a very basic CSS, inline CSS right here. Okay, let me refresh this one. Okay, so it's coming right there, and it's not looking very good. Maybe 200 pixels, and let's just see this one, right? Center. And just mentioning the center tag right there. Let's just see how it's looking right now. Okay, it's available right here. Okay, better than the previous one, I believe. Okay, so maybe 60 or 80 pixels, right? Okay, so it's looking there. It's looking better, I believe. Let me just make it as 100, not 1000, as 100 pixels. Okay. So we have this button, but again, let me increase the padding also for these two buttons. See, again, padding simply means, see, right now we can see these buttons are very small in size, right? Okay, so I will be adding some padding. So again, we will have some space and the buttons will look quite bigger, right? Okay, so let me show you how it's gonna work, right? Using style again and doing a padding. Padding of maybe, let me just keep it as 10 pixels, right? And let me show you. So this one I did for this first button. So again, I believe, what do you think? The light on is looking better or the light off is looking better? Just give me a quick feedback so I can move forward. Yeah. I will be writing a code, and feedback is very much important. So right now you guys are behaving as a client. So I'm designing everything in front of you. Okay, so 10 pixels. Well, I know the first one is looking better, but again, it's my responsibility to ask, right? Okay, so here we have these two buttons. So the first one is light on and the second one is light off. So this is a very basic dashboard we just built right now. Okay, again, you can customize if you know CSS and you're good at it. Again, you can go further and you can change the background color and all those stuff, right? Okay, so right now we have these two buttons, and we can see I'm pressing this light on and nothing's happening, and I'm pressing on this light off. Yes, the LED is in front of me, nothing's changing, right? At the same time, we know this is our database, right? Okay, so we know if we have 0 here, so light would be off, right? And if we have 1 here, then the light is going to be turned on. Okay, so our first agenda, see, just understand this. What we're gonna do here, first what we're going to do, we already have these two buttons, right? On and off. So what we will do first, we will make sure that the moment I'm going to press this on, in the same Firebase, the light variable I have, I want to make sure after pressing this on, I should get 1 here. This is my first responsibility, because what I'm going to do here, this is my client, that this web browser is my client, and I'm sending data from my web browser to the real-time, to the Firebase real-time database, right? Okay, so the moment I am pressing on, I want to see 1 right there, and the moment I am pressing off, I should see 0 there. So this is my first responsibility. I'm not gonna look into the hardware part right now. So this is my first responsibility, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do now, see, we already have this HTML file again, and with these two buttons are there, and then we can see nothing's happening, right? Okay, so here we use a SDK. There is something called SDK, Software Development Kit, which is provided by Firebase or any other database that you're going to use. Let's just talk about Firebase or MongoDB. So in all those cases, you're going to receive a software development kit which helps you to integrate your database. It helps you to connect your this page to this real-time database. In general, you can understand, right? Okay, so where I'm gonna see that SDK, let me show you. Here you can see the setting button. Let me click on this one. Okay, and just clicking on this project setting. I totally understand. Some of you may have doubts, sir. Okay, so where this all thing is coming, but again, we don't have much time, so that's the reason. Just understand everything, how things are working, and later as it was mentioned in the chat box, you guys can again see that video, right? Okay, and in between, if you get any questions, you can always ask, right? Fine. So this is the section in the project setting. Just going to the bottom, and again, see, here we have an app. So this is the credential we have here, app bit, which I just created just for the demo purpose. And here you guys can see there are 3 ways we can use this SDK. See, they have mentioned SDK setup and configuration. Again, there are a lot of other features we have available in the Firebase database, but for the moment, I'm just going to discuss the things which we really need, right? Okay, so here we have different methods. So we can install all these things using the npk, right? Npk tool, or maybe the cdn or this config file. Okay, so which one is helpful for us? This is very much important. See, I'm going to use this cdn, this second one, right? The second one, and here it says script. So this is a script file. See, as I already showed you, here I have created two files. The first one is HTML. So HTML file is the front face that you are seeing right there. Let me just click it. Okay, so HTML, just because of HTML, we have built this file right there. But how to integrate this page with this database? So that's where this JavaScript is going to help us, right? And this is the reason why I created this script.js file. Okay, let me show you. See, right now it's totally blank. Right now it's totally blank. We have not written anything. So again, let's just go to this Firebase. Okay, and see what they are saying. Copy and paste these scripts into the bottom of your body tag, but before you use any Firebase services. So they are mentioning it to mention in our HTML page. Just understand. But just for the sake of simplicity, the things become very much easier for you to understand. I will be keeping everything in the script file. Okay, fine. So I'm just going to go and click right here. Just after clicking, all the stuff got copied. I'm just coming right here and pasting it. See, I just pasted everything right here, but as, see, just understand it, as we are already inside a script file, so I'm just going to remove this script. If I was not in a script file, I will keep that. But again, if I was using a HTML file, then I have to keep these script tags. But again, as I already inside the script file, so it's not required. So I'm just going to erase this one. Okay. So just erasing and removing all those comments also. So it becomes quite easier for you to see and understand, right? Let me remove few more things here. Okay, so let's just come here. See, here we have a URL. So let me just do one thing. I'm just going to copy this entire URL. And I will be keeping this one. See, I'm just removing this URL from here, coming back to my index file, again, starting a script right there. Script. And inside the source, I have pasted the same URL, which I removed from here, I'm just pasting the same URL right there. Okay, fine. I believe that's very much easier, just cutting something and pasting somewhere else, right? So very easy one. Okay, let me remove everything again. So we have cleared our, again, everything is clear now, and it's looking very easier. See, again, these credentials may confuse you, but let me explain what these things are. This is the API key for our Firebase database, right? And in general, you can understand, see, the moment everyone might be using Facebook. So on Facebook, what you do, you enter your email ID or mobile number, and you enter your password. In the same way, when this web application is going to interact with the Firebase database, so they it need this API key to validate, okay, this is the page which is allowed to go there and make changes, right? Okay, so this is why we have this API key right there. So now what is this auth domain? See, let me show you. Let's just go back to our database again. So in our database, you guys can see this is the URL for our database. So, and what this URL is saying, http:/bit default something. So that's the URL of our database. Let's just go back and see. This is the, again, we have http:/bit and Firebase app. And again, this entire URL is available, this database URL. So this is the database URL. And this is the, again, the domain that we have for this our application, right? Okay, fine. My project IC is http:/bit. Again, it can be anything. It's not very much important right here. Again, the bucket, again, we are not using this storage bucket, but by default it's available here. Like I mentioned, we have a lot of other features which we have available in Firebase, but we are not using all those features, but these are the default credentials which we have available. Even if you remove it, it's not going to cause us a problem, right? So again, messenger ID is available right there. And here we have the app ID. Again, app ID is the thing. See, before building anything in the Firebase, we have to create an app. So this is the app ID which we have available. I believe all these credentials are clear to you. And again, if you feel like, okay, sir, something was not clear to me, you can write in the chat box. Okay, so this is very much easier. Let me explain again what I did. I just clicked on this project setting. I went there, copied this all the code which we had available in the CDN. I pasted it right there. We had one URL which I just mentioned right there at this place, and everything is, again, I removed all those comment part, right? Okay, so let me also make it clean little bit. And as we are using Firebase, so I'm just gonna go write Firebase right there. This is very much easier. Again, everything is set up now, everything is clear. So see, this is very much important if I want to integrate this Firebase thing to my web application. So even if you feel that this is complex and things are not clear right now, but again, this is the thing that we have to do, that we have to always go through, right? Okay, fine. So again, see, right now, you might have a question, sir, why you copied this URL right here. So again, see, first, in fact, this is the URL where we have all the features available. This is the URL where we have all the features available right here. So that's where I mentioned. So my script file, see, right now, maybe this Firebase or this initialize app may not be familiar with this HTML files. That's the reason I mentioned this URL right here. So it will understand all those keywords. Okay. So Firebase app is mentioned there. We are not building the app. We are going for a web, general application. So I just making very specific Firebase only, right? Okay. Again, one more thing we have to do. One more thing we have to do here. See, in the script.js file, we have to link this script.js file to this HTML file. So what I'm going to do here, keeping a script. Again, and in the source, the name of my file is what? Script.js. The name of my file is what? Script.js. So everything is available. Now we are good to go. If you feel that this is quite complex and we did not understand, yes, you can watch this video later, maybe. Okay. So again, this is the basic setup that we have to. Now everything is very much easier. Again, you have to pay very close attention now, because now everything is easier. All the copy and pasting stuff is done now. Okay, fine. So see, we have to make one more change here. See, the current version which we have available for Firebase is 9.000. Okay, but again, sometimes this newer version are not compatible with our app, so that's the reason I'm just going to change it to the previous version which we have. So just 5.8.0. so this is one of the most stable version which we have for the web application. So that's the reason I changed it to I just removed this 9.000 and made it 5.8.0, right? Okay, fine. So now we are good to go, and let me show you a quick thing here. See, this is my app right now. I'm just going to the inspect element and going to the console. Let me refresh this page. See, and can anyone see it's saying, okay, so we have, it looks like you are using development build for the Firebase JavaScript SDK. Yes, just give me confirmation. So see, maybe later you are building the same stuff, and you should always verify. See what I just did. I just right click on here, clicking on this is inspect element and moving to the console part, right? So in the console, if you are seeing any error here, let me show you what kind of error I'm talking about. Let's just say I said maybe C JS, I just remove this S right here. Okay, so while writing a program, it may happen with us. Okay, so let me show you. See, it's giving me an error and it's saying Firebase is not defined. Again, it's coming because we have not set up this URL in a correct format. So again, let me make it JS. So if everything is correct, again, if I'm going to refresh, you're going to see this. Okay, so like everything is set up now and we are good to go. Okay, fine. So we have to move forward. But again, if I'm clicking on, see, nothing is changing right here. If I'm clicking off, nothing is changing right here. So far we just connected these two things and we are done with setting up our SDK for Firebase. Anyone is having any questions so far? Just give me quick yes or no, then I will move forward. Yes, any questions so far, or we should go forward? Yeah, I believe we are good to go. And yes sir, बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजें समझ में आ रही है तो उसमें डाउट कहाँ से आएगा? Like doubt तो पूरा ही है. I totally understand, but again, if you have any question, you can let me know. Fine. So now this is the time. We're going to set up these two buttons, right? Okay, we're going to set up this two button, but let me just do one thing here. See, now I'm coming back to this script file. Okay. So again, I'm coming to this script file right here, and see what I'm gonna do. I believe every one of you must have used this must have learned about C language. So in C language, if I have to create a variable, I have to write int, float, character, these things, right? Okay, in the similar way, if I'm using JavaScript, so here I use something called as var to create a variable. So I'm just simply creating a variable dbref. This is any variable, like my name is Jess, so I can write variable Jess. This is a simple name. DBRef simply stands for database reference, so it will be easier for me to remember this, right? Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm just writing Firebase, and under Firebase we have multiple services. We have a service for storage, for machine learning, and different services, but which service we are using specifically? Database, and that's the reason I'm writing here database. So from Firebase we are using this database. Okay, and again, let's just say if I'm coming to database, see, under this database, what variable we have, what parent we have? Light. the name of the parent is what? Light. So that's what I have to give a reference. So I'm just gonna go and write here ref. Okay, so I'm just writing the ref light here. See, and make sure the spelling is correct, right? So again, it's in small letter light and we have 0 right here. So I just gave reference to this light. Okay. So putting a semicolon again in JavaScript, semicolon is not required, but just by maintaining the etiquette, I'm putting a semicolon right there. Okay. So let me show you something very exciting right here. So we have all the reference available in this variable dbref, and here I am saying set. See, in Firebase, set is a method which we use to put something or to insert something on our database, right? To put a value or to update a value. There we use this set method, right? So under set, I'm simply saying 1. See, let me explain what I just did right now. First, I gave reference to this light variable and I'm intentionally setting 1. I'm intentionally setting 1 here. Let me just do one thing. Let me put 1 1. Very good number, like in our Indian culture, 11 is a very good number. Okay, so I'm just putting a 11 right here, just putting the value of light I'm keeping as 11. So let me go back here. So again, we can see 0. Let me refresh this entire page. I just refresh this entire page and see 11 is available right here. So now it's a good sign. Everything is working fine, and we can directly integrate from our web page to our Firebase database. But this is not what we are looking for. We want to change the values from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0 by clicking on these 2 buttons, right? Fine. So just gonna go and remove this one. Okay. See, so what I'm gonna do here, see, this is my button right here. Okay, and here we have a property called on click. See, when I want to change this to 1, anyone, when when I want to change the value of light to 1, when I'm clicking on this light button, right? If I'm not clicking, I don't want to change this to 1. The moment I'm clicking it to 1, now it should change, right? So this is what we want. Okay, so see, here I'm coming to this light on button, and here I'm using a property called on click. Okay, and on click, I'm writing a function. I believe everyone is familiar with function. Just give me yes or no in the chat box, so I will come to know you guys know, or I will explain it. Okay, so here I'm using a property on click, and there I'm just building a function on click on. Okay, so okay, everybody knows. I can see in the chat box. Fine. Okay, so on click. So here I build a on function. I totally agree with you. We do not have any on function right now, but let's just build that on function. So here in JavaScript, if I want to create any function, so I have to write a keyword called function, and under I'm just building a function right here, function on, and see. So this is a function which we will call when I'm going to click that light on button. Okay, so this time when this function is going to be called, that's where I'm gonna go and say db ref and set, and here I'm going to make 1. Okay, so this is the very basic thing that we have. And let me explain what I just did now. Okay, so I just gave a reference to this function on, and under this function, previously we did not had any function, but right now we made a function. So the moment we going to click on this button, this function will get executed, and under this function we are setting it as 1. Okay, so now let's just go right here and see again. If I'm refreshing it, you can see again 11 is available because nothing has happened. But the moment I'm going to click on this light on, now let's just see 1 is coming right here. So okay, so everything is working, I believe. So light 1 is working fine. I believe that's very cool. So now the same way, I'm going to build a function called off, and well, you can give any name, but just keeping things very easier here. So can anyone tell me like what I have to put right now at the moment inside set? Anyone? Should I write 22 or something? Okay, so 0. Yes. Okay, so okay, students are following along. That's the reason I am seeing zeros. Okay, there could be few other students. There's no 0 is there, so all the other student will write. Let's just see, right? Okay, you have to write, by the way. So I'm just gonna go and put a 0 right there. Again, let's just put a semicolon. Well, it's not required. Like I was not putting any semicolon, but again it was working. But again, this time I'm putting the semicolon right here. Okay, so let's just save this one, and let me see the chat box again. Okay, 0, fine. So we have this 0 right here, and but again at the same time we also have to add this function on click, and under this on click we are keeping this as off function, right? So again this off function would be called after clicking this button. So this time let me just go here, let me refresh my page again. So everything is working now. Let's just click on this off button, See, and let me show you something. Let me show you something. So let me keep them in very parallel. Okay, so here we guys can see here we have this light on and light off. The reason why I'm keeping them in parallel, so you guys can see how fast this thing is, right? Okay, so clicking on this light on, see it's turning to 1, right? Okay, it's turning to 1. Again, the moment I'm clicking off, it's turning to 0. Again, on, it's turning to 1. Again, clicking on off, it's turning to 0. So again, it's very smooth. The reason because very I have very good internet connection. Maybe you guys maybe from your end internet may not be good. So again, the data will get changed, but depending on the internet, it's very fast right here because we are using this Airtel fiber right here. Okay, so light on, it's showing 1. Light off is showing 0. Again, light on is showing 1. Okay, so I believe this thing is clear to everyone now. Let me cut this one, and again let me open again in the browser. Okay, let me make it full screen. Okay, so as we saw, everything is working right now, but again this thing is available on my system itself. Like this is not available to you, but again after some time we're going to deploy it to our live cloud. So now this is the time. Let's just check everything. Let's just check everything. So again this RPi is connected right here. So let me explain everything from the very beginning. So this is the tool which I'm using, this advanced IP scanner, and this RPi which I'm keeping right here, it's connected to the same network. See, I'm connected to the network Intel Education, and this is again my Raspberry Pi is also connected to the same network. So let me scan it one more time for you so you guys can see. So this software help us to get the list of all the hardware which are connected to our network. So this is Intel Corporate. So this is my, no, this is not my laptop. Somebody else have laptop, maybe sitting in the next room. And phone, I don't know which one's mine. Okay, so here we have this Raspberry Pi, which is again connected to the same Wi-Fi network. Let me copy this IP address. And here we are using a tool called Putty. Again, different tools are available into the market, but this tool is nearly of 2 and 3 MB, so very lightweight and very effective. That's the reason I'm using this. Okay, so let me copy this IP address right here. Let me open this one. So it's asking me to log in and log in as so the user ID for any Pi. The moment, say, let's just say, okay, so I can see Ambika is there. So Ambika just purchased a new Raspberry Pi. So the default username is going to be Pi, P-I. Okay, now it's asking for password. So let me enter the password, RASPBERRY. So again, by default, the password is Raspberry. Okay, so maybe some of you might be thinking, sir, password to type why nahi? Again, that's the Unix based system. So password is not visible due to security reasons. So let me hit enter. So now we have logged in. And let me, do I have to make it again Zoom like yesterday I did? Well, it was quite tough for me to do that. I believe that's visible. Chota chota dikh raha hoga, lekin understanding was right. Okay, so okay, so let's just go further, right? Let's just go further and let me show you. Okay, so they're saying understandable. Okay, so it's fine. Okay, so see here we have. Let me show you. Here we have a file called test.py. So this is the file which I am using. So I'm just gonna spend some time, maybe 2 or 3 minutes to explain the code which I have written here. Okay, so you guys can see right now here I'm using on this Pi side, we are using Python to build our application. So our LED can be connected and we can do all those stuff. And on the front end side, we are using HTML, CSS and JavaScript stuff, right? Okay, so let me open this file and let me explain this to you. Okay, so well, I know this is going to be tough, but let me use that magnifier. In fact, there would be no point if you guys do not understand it. Okay. I believe now it must be visible to everyone. So I'm not clicking anywhere, but just I'm reading all the lines and explaining the meaning so you guys can understand. See, in the first line, we have, see, this is the code which we have written for 2 reasons. The first is that we are connecting this Raspberry Pi, the hardware, to the Firebase. Because see what's happening here. From our web application, we are pushing data to the Firebase. And again, this RPi is retrieving those values. This RPi is retrieving those values from Firebase and based on that, making some changes. So first reason is to connect to the Firebase. And the second one, we have written some basic logic so this light can turn and turn off. Okay, so the first line that you are seeing, import rpi.gpio. So GPIO stands for general purpose input output. So again, on Raspberry Pi, we have some pins which we refer as general purpose input output pins, where we can connect our sensors, where we can connect our light, TV, cooler, pankha, fan, anything that you want to connect, right? Okay. So for the moment, just for the demo purpose, I have connected a LED. So this is the, again, our standard library. We have this GPIO, which we use so we can control those devices. The next one that you are seeing from Firebase import, Firebase, that's the library that we are using. So we can connect our RPi to the Firebase. Second one is time. Time is not required, by the way, in application, but in some cases, maybe in your application, let's just say what we do sometime, let's just say our client is not paying money us on time. So what we do, we integrate some intentional delay. While I will not suggest you guys to do that, that's not ethical, but sometimes some people do it. So they put some intentional delay. I'm just gonna put a delay of 10 seconds. So what will happen? Client will turn on the button, the light will turn on after 10 seconds. So now he's going to feel, okay, the things are not working good. So the first day I'm keeping a delay of 10 seconds. The second day I'm keeping a delay of 20 seconds. So the second day client again clicking on this off button. So the light will turn off after 20 seconds. So now he will get confused. He will call me, okay, Jay, this is not working. So what we're gonna do now? So I will say, okay, so your previous payments are remaining. So this is how we're gonna move forward. So that's where you're gonna make the payment, and we will remove those delays, right? So, well, this is not required. Again, there are different applications where, let's just say you have connected a sensor right there, and you don't want data every second. Maybe you need data after every 10 second, 20 second, or maybe after every 1 minute. So that's where this delay function can be, delay a library and the mechanism can be used. I believe that's clear to everyone. Okay. So the next line is saying GPIO set mode. So this is again just to set up our basic code. Again, you can see GPIO setup pin number 18. So this is that's the pin number where we have connected our LED. So we right now the LED which we have connected is connected to the pin number 18 of Raspberry Pi. Okay, let's come to the very next line. So there you guys can see Firebase application, and you guys can see a green color. Well, if anybody is writing in the chat box, I cannot see because that's because it's very much zoom right there, and I cannot see what's happening. I will not touch until unless I explain this code and make it smaller again. Okay. So the green one that you are seeing right there, the green one that you are seeing, again, that's the URL of our database, which we are keeping right there. So my Raspberry Pi can understand, okay, so this is the Firebase database, which we are using. Okay, fine. Again, there you guys can see while logic. So while true, under that, you can see Firebase.get. So as we are retrieving values from Firebase, that's the reason we are writing get. So from Firebase, we are retrieving values from light. Okay, from light. And again, you have you can see if logic below that says if p equals to 1, that's where we're going to see 18,1. That simply means if I am having 1 in the database, I will turn it on, right? Okay, 1 simply on and 0 means off, right? 1 simply on and 0 is off. Okay, so this is a very basic program we have. Again, I would love to answer all the questions and queries that you have. So this is the basic code. Let me just make it smaller now. I believe questions have all the things that have been explained to you. Okay, fine. Okay, so now let's just go ahead. I believe code is clear to everyone. And now let me run this code. So to run a Python code, what we do, we simply write Python on the terminal and the file name. So the file name is test.py. So that's where I have started the file, and let me show you something. Okay, so again, you guys can see this light is available right there. Okay, so this is the LED which we have. And now let's just go back to our, see, first let me change the values from database. So I'm making it as 0. So the moment I'm keeping it as 0, you can see the light has turned off. Again, I'm clicking on this. I'm just changing it to 1 and it's turning on. But that's not the thing we want. So what we're going to do here, again, I'm coming to my web application and see, I'm just clicking on off and it's turning off. I'm clicking on, it's turning on. So very basic dashboard we just built right now in the session. I believe it's been nearly 30 or 32 minutes. In fact, if I have to build this on my own, I'm not going to spend more than 10 or 15 minutes on this, right? Okay. So let me show you again, light off and the light on. So this it's very it's working so good. So but again, we have some restriction here, and again, this entire file application is available to me. It's not available to you. Let's just say Palakaksha, sorry, okay, Zafreen is there. So again, let's just say if Zafreen want to control the same stuff, so how she's gonna do that? Okay, so in that case, we need a real-time data, a real-time hosting provider. So you guys may have seen the ad which come from GoDaddy or Hostinger. So they're talking about the hosting. So that's where we can go and deploy our live application. But again, Hostinger and GoDaddy are the paid services. So one of my personal favorite, which I use and which is totally free, that you guys can also use. Again, there are some paid services, but we do not need that at the moment. So I'm just gonna use a service called Netlify. Well, I'm not saying Netflix, it's Netlify. And let me write this spelling for you, right? I totally understand. It's Netlify. So again, that's where you can simply a basic drag and drop mechanism that we have available. That's where we can deploy our files. All right. Okay. So let me open my Netlify account. Netlify. And this is a similar kind of service that we use for the live deployment, right? So you guys can see this light is on right here. Okay, so let me log in. Okay, it's asking for okay, so I have logged into my dashboard, right? Okay, and you guys can see I already have deployed few applications right here. Fine. So let's just go to the site section. That's where I'm going to see a lot of other applications are already deployed by me for maybe for different other clients also. Okay, so I'm just coming to this bottom section right here, and see here it says Romantic Aryabhatta. Well, it do not allow you to write your own names. It gives you some by default names. So that's why you guys can see Upbeat Uncle. I don't know what is that. And again, some few other stuff. So now this is the time we're going to deploy our website that we have built. So let me come to this to the deck to the folder. So this is my demo folder right here. Let me drag this entire folder and make sure before deploying, make sure the name of the file is index, right? Because that's the default page any server allows, right? Okay, so let me drag this entire folder, going back to Netlify. Okay, and dropping my folder, saying uploading. Let's wait. So here it's saying site has not been deployed. So right now, see, it's saying your site is deployed right now. I can set a custom domain, but that's not required. So this is the URL of my website. Let me click on this one. Okay, so this time see, this was locally available. You guys can see C drive and then this folder, then something, right? Okay, but this time this is available on cloud. Okay, this is available on cloud. You guys can see the light is again turned on. Let me click off. It's off again. It's live deployed on cloud. Let me turn on. It's turning on. Okay, so let me just do one thing. I'm just gonna go and share this. I'm just gonna go and share this URL in the chat box. Okay, and let me choose somebody. Okay, so Nancy Rani is there. Okay, so Nancy, give me confirmation you there in the session, so I can directly send this link to you. I will not send in the chat box, but because what will happen, some people will turn it on and some people will turn it off. So that's not a good thing. So yes, Nancy, you there? Just give me confirmation so I can send this. If anybody is there, just give me. Okay, Karna Singh is there. So let me. I have to find. Okay, so Nancy is there. Okay, Nancy Mittal is there. So. I'm sending to Vidisha because that's she's the first showing in the list, so that's easier for me. So Vidisha, I have shared a link with you. Just click on that. Just click on that, and you guys can see the light is. Have you? Did you receive the link, Vidisha? Vidisha Mishra. Yeah. Just yes. Okay. Then now just turn off the light. Just turn off the light so everybody can see. See, I'm not doing my both hands are available right here. Again, so light is off right now. Vidisha, can you just turn it on again? Okay, it's turning on. So let me choose any other guy, any other student. So okay, so Karna, let me send to Karna. I don't know where. Okay, so let's just do one thing. I'm sending this link to the chat box, right? Chat box के अंदर मैंने link share कर दिया. You guys can access it. Okay, so I have shared the link in the chat box, and light is available. My both hands are again here, right? I'm not trying to hide anything, right? So light is there. Anyone just turn it on? Sorry, turn it off. Yes, so light has turned off. So yeah, light is again off. So that's the thing which happens. Like you cannot understand now because some people might be turning it off and some will turn it on, right? Okay, fine. So now, okay, now just stop playing. That's all. Don't do that. Again, I can see if some people are turning it on and off. Just stop. Let me remove the wire. Okay, so okay, fine. So this is how we can build an entire application starting from very scratch. We set up some HTML and CSS file, and we saw how we can deploy it on live on a cloud. That's a Netlify cloud, and we understood the code which we have written on this Raspberry Pi using Python. And let's just go back to our slides right here. Okay, so now I believe that is clear to everyone. Live demo that I already have shown to you. So now it's we already done on time, I believe. Okay, I was thinking maybe we will get late. So this is all from my side, and just let me know if you guys have any question. I would love to answer all the question and queries that you guys have here. Anything you want to ask, because this is all I wanted to show you, right? So any questions, any doubt, anything you want to ask specifically, then please let me know. I would love. I'm just stopping my share, right? So we guys, so I can directly see all the chat. Okay. So I will be taking all the questions one by one, right? Okay, so Vidisha is saying the internet connectivity for IoT devices may also provide entry points through which hackers, yes, definitely Vidisha, hackers can always get your data, but again, Firebase is providing all those security, so we do not have to care about that. In fact, in IoT, security is one of the most important issue we have. So again, let's just say if you're talking about AWS, you're talking about Firebase, you're talking about Azure, or maybe let's just say you're building everything from very scratch, you are using PHP. So we have all those stuff. So like for the moment, I did not show these things to you because we did not have much time. Like this dashboard is available to everyone publicly. So maybe let's just say this is that's where I have connected my AC. So I will think, so the moment I'm going to sleep, some of you may be going to turn it off my AC. Okay, so that will happen. So that's again a security issue, right? Or let's just say we have connected the same stuff in any commercial plant. So the manager will go and turn on the plant, somebody is going to turn it off. Okay, so that will happen. So that's where we integrate all those sign in, login credentials, all those that I did not do, because in Firebase we have available all those features, but we did not have much time. So that's why I did skip that part. But again, we have all those things that we always take care of, right? Okay, so Karna Singh is asking, sir, which query language Firebase use? No, it's see, Firebase uses Firebase can be used. You can use see Python, JavaScript. You can set up a different node server again, and it's available for, I believe, Java also. So there are different technologies which Firebase supports. So language is not a problem, but again, JavaScript is one of the easiest way to use this Firebase here. Okay, so again, Jagrati saying, sir, does a Netlify account cost us some bucks? No. It has a limitation. It has a limitation. See, right now, the moment I showed you, it's asking me to set up a custom domain. Right now, you guys can see it's having a default name right there. Okay, so that default, let's just say if I'm giving this application to my friend or to some of my client. So let's just say his name is ABC. So he is going to love maybe abcdevices.com. So that's where we had to set up a custom.com. And who was asking? Okay, Jagrati was asking. Jagrati. So that's why if you need a custom domain, so that's where this Netlify is going to cost you some money. Otherwise, it's totally free. In fact, I am using this Netlify to showcase all these things to my client. It's very much easier. Just drag the entire folder. It's very much quick. If the same stuff I did, I had done using maybe GoDaddy or someone else, some other hosting providers, it may have taken 10 to 15 minutes, maybe at least 10 minutes, right? But with the Netlify, it's very quick and very easy. Yeah. So Minal is saying, sir, we can control any gadgets through this real-time database. Definitely, we can control. In fact, sorry. Yeah, I was going to show you everything using this relay module and using this bulb, but somehow I did not have that screwdriver, so I can open that relay module. So that's my bad, or maybe that's your bad too. So actually, I had nothing, so I can just insert the wire or something. So that's why I did not show using that bulb. And instead of that, I use this LED. We can control any device, by the way. Yeah. Okay, so Vidisha is asking one more question. What is Bluetooth low energy? BLE is again one of the, see, in market, we have different technologies, right? Okay, so like yesterday I mentioned, we can use LoRaWAN or something. So in a similar way, BLE is a kind of beacon technology that you can say, where the energy consumption of all the devices is very low. See, right now we are using LTE in our mobile, voltage. So again, every day you have to charge it twice or maybe once. So again, let's just say you deployed something on field, on ground. So it's not going to be like you place some sensor and every day every day you go there and charge it for 1 hour. So you don't want that. So that's where this BLA will come into picture. It's going to use less amount of energy, and you can run the same project for several days. So it's not just BLA, there are different other stuff we also have. Okay. So Anmol Jha is asking, sir, can you suggest some project ideas for beginner? There are a lot of them. I will suggest you to start with NodeMCU, build something, and then go further with using this Jetson Nano and RPi, all those things, right? Again, there is no limitation. Like I will not lie, just go on Google, type the IoT projects, you will see the list of 100 IoT projects. So that's not a big problem, I believe. Okay. So Satakshi is saying, what are the hardware components there? Like the one which I used, I only had this Raspberry Pi and LED and few jumpers. But again, when you're starting out, so I will suggest you to buy some sensor from Amazon or Flipkart and buy some basic hardwares like NodeMCU, RPi, and different stuff, and that's where you can start. Yes, any other questions? Any other questions? Yeah. Okay, so I believe, yes, thank you everyone. I can see your thank you in the chat box. So I hope this entire session, this 2-day session was helpful to you in some way, and you got some value, and this might help you to go further and explore this IoT stuff. Karna is asking, sir, how much time it will take to learn IoT at a good level? Well, there is no exact answer for this question, because it's about practicing the technology. Like I mentioned, like we were discussing about Firebase. So that's where you saw I changed the version, and just delivering this session, I just came to know, okay, Firebase has changed this version. So that's where I changed it. So things are changing, everyday technology is changing. So that's where you have to be updated, you have to be learning. It's not like something that you just master. You have to be in touch with that. So if maybe like you feel, okay, now you are good, you are expert, the next day Amazon or some other company is going to release something, again, it's new to you. Okay, so thank you so much. It was really okay. Thank you so much. I will share the link on Teams. Okay. Okay, so I believe all the questions are answered. Yeah.
With this, we come to the end of our event. I would now like to propose a vote of thanks. First and foremost, on behalf of OSA IGTTUW student chapter, I would like to thank our esteemed speaker, Mr. Jay Kishan Singh, for sparing his time and joining us here today. Thank you, sir, for sharing your expertise and skills with us all. My heartfelt thank you to all the participants for their devotion and efforts, without which this event wouldn't have been a success. Special thanks to OSA IGTTUW student chapter for organizing this great event. All the participants will receive the e-certificate and recorded video link on their email IDs submitted by you in the feedback form, which link I'll share in a few minutes. Thank you all once again. Thank you, sir, and hope you all have a great evening.
Okay, thank you, Vidisha. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
I've got 38 responses. Please fill the form. I will wait for 5 minutes more for you all to fill the form, then I'll end the meeting. Siddhi, Karna, Vansh, Lamha, Vedai, Prachi, and Nancy, please fill the form and leave the meeting. Lama, Siddhi, and Nancy, hope you have filled the form. I'm ending the meeting now. Should I end the meeting, Garimadi?
हाँ अब ओके अलाउड कर दो मीटिंग एंड कर दो